Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington Commanders signed former Eagles quarterback Marcus Mariota to a one-year deal with a base value of $6 million and up to $10 million with upside and incentives. We'll break it down in today's video, including what this means for Sam Howell, the number two overall pick, and much more. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well, so you don't miss any of these free agency update videos. And gonna be on the phone for at least this video. My computer's bugging a little bit and got ahead to class, so didn't have enough time to figure it out. But let's get straight into the video. And for the future videos, hopefully it is on the computer. But Adam Peters has been absolutely, very, very busy. Two signings today so far, could be even more. Two signings last night. And then also we had four signings before that. So I think it's 8 signings plus Zach Ertz before, which puts them up to 9 since he's been here in terms of free agency signings. If you're, counting the Zach Ertz one, he's going crazy. Obviously did not love the roster, and I don't blame him for that. He didn't take this job because of the roster. He took it, first off, they have the number 2 overall, we have the number 2 overall pick, have a lot of cap space, which allows him to overhaul it. And it just, he gets an opportunity to really take a franchise that used to be really good and bring it back to its, hopefully, glory days. So that's why he took this job, not because of the roster. So let's talk about Marcus Mariota. This one's the first move that I don't love. I really don't love. We go through the list, and I'll make separate videos on some of the other signings, but this one was the bigger one of the last few. But I like Dorrance Armstrong, the Tyler Biadasz signing. I like that. Love the Frankie Louvu signing. And then, Eckler, I like that signing as well. And then the Chiefs guard, Algredi, I think I'm pronouncing it right. That was a solid signing. Brandon McManus, didn't have an issue with it. Didn't love it, but didn't have an issue with it. I'll talk about that later. And then Clelin Ferrell, I like that signing. Don't know how much money it is. And then Marcus Mariota, I don't like it. And here's why. We have Sam Howell, who I think is at minimum a capable backup in this league. And I understand that, Adam Peters and company might not think that, and they probably don't think that if they're signing Marcus Mariota. And a lot of people are like, okay, does this mean because we're getting Marcus Mariota, who is more of a mobile quarterback, does this mean we're going to take Jaden Daniels because he's mobile? I don't think it matters at all, and here's a few reasons why. One, Drake May is also mobile. Yes, he's not as mobile as Jaden Daniels, but Drake May is mobile. He's quick. And also, there was rumors yesterday the Commanders were interested in Sam Darnold, who is a pocket quarterback, which, is more similar to Drake than it is to Jaden. And, even though, again, Drake can run. So I don't really think it means anything. I think it's more the case, and when I was recording on my computer, I had this tweet up from Mark Bullock saying, he says, I think it's more likely he's someone Brian Johnson trusts as a veteran backup from his time in Philly. Mariota and Daniels are quite different as passers, and I agree with that. Mariota doesn't have really much of an arm and, can't really throw it deep. But yeah, Brian Johnson worked with Mariota in Philly, and it was just 1 year. And looking at it, we'll go over his stats real quick. So Mariota played in 3 games last year. Not sure how many he actually played in besides getting in at the end. So, and he also maybe got in some games for running, but 3 games, 15 completions, 23 attempts, 65% completion percentage, a touchdown, interception, got sacked 3 times. Year before, he had that almost full year starting in Atlanta. Wasn't pretty. 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Was a backup with the Raiders for a couple years and really didn't do a ton there. And then was a Tennessee Titan for the first 5 years of his career when he was the number 2 overall pick coming out of Oregon. Shout out Oregon there. Got some fam there. But from what we know with Mariota, he's a really good guy. And, I thought he was a good teammate, and then we watched the quarterback doc. I forgot what the name of it was, but they showed he kind of quit on his team at the end, and he had some family stuff going on, but still, you don't love to see that. So it is what it is with Mariota. I don't love it. I don't think he's that great. He's an okay backup. He started at times. He has a lot of experience, so at least in that sense, you're not going to have to worry about, okay, this guy is gonna be worried about preparing for the game. Like he's not going to be ready. No, he'll be ready. It's just how good is he going to be? He can run the football a little bit as well. In Atlanta had 438 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. Like he can run the football, and yeah, he's just not a great passer. And I guess if he is the backup, he can help the young quarterback in terms of maybe not like development in terms of like passing and stuff, but in terms of what he has to expect week by week, going into the game, stuff like that, Mariota can help him with. And I think that's fine. I do think the money is a little bit too much, like 6 million with upside to 10. That's just too much for me for a guy that like hopefully doesn't have to play. And even if he does, I think you could have, signed another backup for just cheaper. I think that's better. I think that would have been better. It is what it is. There are other guys available. But they had, I guess Mariota had ties to Brian Johnson, so that's why they made the move. But this is my first one where I'm like, nah, because we have Sam Howell. Like, I think Sam Howell is a guy that, you can have as your backup, but maybe even more down the line as a starter. Maybe not for this team, but for another team. And some people think this means that Sam Howell's a starter and, Mariota's just backup. I strongly disagree with that. And I know a lot of people like Hal, but that they're not doing that. And that's not even me hating on Hal. They're just not doing that. I guarantee you. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee, but they're taking a quarterback at 2 or 1 or maybe 3, but I doubt they trade back. They're going to take a quarterback. I really strongly believe they're going to take a quarterback, and Sam Howell might be on his way out. I just don't think it's the smartest decision unless you can get like a 3rd-round pick for him, which obviously I don't think they will now with the way the market's going, with all these quarterbacks signing and these teams filling in their needs. I just don't think you're going to get a lot for him. Maybe you get a 5th-round pick. I guess you do it because, I don't know, you're going to have him as a 3rd-string quarterback. I don't really know how much that helps you. And then also, like, if they're drafting Drake May, do they want Sam Howell and Drake May in the same quarterback room? I just think it could create a weird dynamic because obviously they did play together at North Carolina and Sam was the starter and Drake was the backup, and they're good friends and everything. But even Drake said, it would be a little bit weird, him coming to Washington. So that maybe is a situation there where they want to just get him out of the building and, avoid distractions for Drake May. Because I do think they know what quarterback they're taking. They might not be like 100%, but come on. They know who's going 1, and they know who their number 2 quarterback is. And unless something crazy happens, like they have their decision there, at least in my opinion. But yeah, that's it for today's video. They signed Clelin Ferrell earlier. Solid move. And then Brandon McManus, Nick Allegretti from the Chiefs might be the starting left guard. We'll talk about those moves later. Thanks for watching, and peace.